The most important work you do is the work no one ever sees. The decisions you make when no one's watching, the disciplines you keep when there's no applause. Welcome to Daily Power Boost. Ignite your potential, the podcast where your transformation begins. I'm Shawn Michael, and each day I'll bring you quick, impactful insights and action steps to fuel your personal and professional growth. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a leader, or someone ready to break limits and ignite greatness, this is your daily power boost to crush obstacles, stay focused, and awaken the extraordinary potential within you. Because remember, greatness begins within. Let's go. Welcome back to Daily Power Boost. 2 episodes ago, we talked about the mirror test and leading from who you are rather than who they think you are. Last episode, we addressed the applause trap when validation actually becomes a new addiction. Today, let's go to the next level. Because here's what most leaders miss. Your public reputation is built on your private character. And if those two don't match, you're not leading from strength. You're leading from a house of cards. Years ago, I watched a leader I respected fall apart publicly. Not because they lacked talent, not because they made one catastrophic mistake, but because their private life had been unraveling for years. Nobody knew. They'd built an impressive public presence, great reputation, strong following. Behind the scenes, they were cutting corners, compromising values, letting disciplines slip. Small decisions, hidden compromises, things nobody else saw. For a while, it worked because their public success was so loud, no one noticed the private erosion until it all collapsed. And when it did, I learned something I'll never forget. Public success without private integrity, it's a countdown. You're not building legacy. You're building a collapse you don't even see coming. Here's what happens when you neglect private victories. You perform discipline publicly, but live in chaos privately. You post about boundaries and turn and violate your own. You teach integrity, but you're compromising the decisions no one sees. You tell yourself, doesn't matter, nobody knows. But you know. And that gap between who you are in public and who you are in private, this isn't strategy, it's erosion. And erosion will always catch up. Here's the shift. Character isn't built in the spotlight. It's built in small, unseen decisions you make every single day. It's built when you keep the promise no one else remembers you made. When you hold the boundary, even when no one would know if you didn't. When you do the right thing, when the easier thing is available and hidden. Those aren't impressive moments. Those are foundational moments. And your public leadership will only ever be as strong as your private foundation. So I want to reframe what leadership actually requires. Leadership is not about what you do when people are watching. It's about what you do when they're not. Because the leader you are in private is the leader you'll eventually become in public. And if you compromise in hidden decisions, you'll compromise in visible ones. If you cut corners when no one's looking, you'll cut corners under pressure. If your private discipline is inconsistent, your public leadership will be too. You can't fake character. You can only build it one unseen decision at a time. And that consistency, that's what we're protecting tomorrow. The integrity gap, when who you are and who you present start to split. It happens one small compromise at a time. And if you don't catch it early, it can become a chasm. But first, let me wrap up today. Here's your private victory practice. Ask yourself, what's one thing I do in private that no one knows about? It makes me proud of who I'm becoming. Maybe it's your morning discipline that you never post about. Maybe it's the apology you made when no one would have known you were wrong. Maybe it's the boundary you held even though breaking it would have been easier. Write it down, because private victories are the foundation of public leadership. The more you honor them, the stronger your foundation becomes. The leaders who last aren't the ones with the best highlight reels. They're the ones who built character when no one was watching. Because public success is loud, but private integrity is strong. And strong is always better than, and outlasts, loud. This was the private victory, why your hidden disciplines matter more than your public wins. Tomorrow, the integrity gap, when who you are and who you present start to split. Because the gap doesn't announce itself. It quietly grows in the small compromises you make when no one else is looking. With strength and heart, I'm Shawn Michael. Stay close. Thanks for tuning in to Daily Power Boost. Ignite your potential. Remember, transformation starts with action. So take today's insight, make it your own, and awaken your inner potential. Because remember, greatness begins within. Catch you tomorrow for your next Power Boost.